I'm Rebeca Huddle. I'm a justice on the Supreme Court of Texas, and I have the good fortune to be the deputy liaison to the Judicial Commission on Mental Health. I also have the good fortune to be the deputy liaison to the Children's Commission, and so it's really a great perspective. I have a great lens to see how both of those systems and commissions interact and really work together to share views, solutions, successes. It's really a joy of part of my work. So both commissions, thankfully, have a communications manager to promote their programs. And so I'm going to give you just a couple of tips and then an ask, okay, related to the communications piece of this. If you would like to get to know more about the particulars of what is going on at JCMH throughout the year, rather just than at this amazing summit, you can tune into the JCMH Weekly News Roundup. That's under the News tab on our website. The second tip I have for you is if you want to learn more in depth about innovative ideas in mental health, you can listen to the podcast. The JCMH podcast is called Reimagining Justice by our wonderful Rose McBride. Okay, and here's the ask. So those are two tips for staying informed throughout the rest of the year on what's going on at JCMH. My ask is if you have a practice that is working well in your jurisdiction and you think it might be a good fit for a podcast episode, please reach out to Rose McBride and you can talk about whether it makes sense to do an episode. We'd love to have you as a guest. We'd love to have you share your ideas and your successes from your local community. So next, I'm excited to invite my Court of Criminal Appeals counterpart and dear friend, Jesse McClure.
Good morning, everyone. As Justice Huddle mentioned, I am Jesse McClure. I'm on the Court of Criminal Appeals, and I am the court's deputy liaison to this commission. If those of you who follow sports know, it's hard to do things 7 years in a row, and this commission has done this summit 7 years in a row. And a lot of the value derived from this summit is the questioning and answering and figuring out how things are going, where we can do things better, and also the networking. And so today, I think your reward for today is that you get to continue to do these things, continue to network with people. I just spoke with somebody who wants to stay on the commission and keep doing work on it. So thank you so much for being here. This is so very important. As you all know, mental health touches pretty much every aspect of the criminal justice system, not just the criminal justice system, the whole court system. So my task right now and my privilege right now is to give you sort of a hint of what's to come today. We're going to look at the upcoming legislative session, talk about ways that the legislature might impact the mental health system in Texas. The last session of the day, we'll talk about de-escalation, especially when it comes to our veterans, both inside and outside court. So tactics that we can all use in de-escalating situations. As you know, that's a very important thing that we should strive to do at all times is de-escalate. Again, I want to thank you for being here. Your Sherpa for the day is Judge John Specia. He's a senior district judge out of Bexar County. Again, and to go back to my sports analogy, he's a dual threat because not only was he involved in the creation of the JCMH, he was also involved in the creation of the Children's Commission. So he's the world's most dangerous man, and I leave you in his hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge McClure. A lot of you may not realize how unique this commission is, that we've got both Supreme Court justices and judges from the Court of Criminal Appeals, and that we had a joint session of the Court of Criminal Appeals and the Supreme Court to start this commission. That's literally unheard of, and it's a unique experiment, and it has worked out extraordinarily well. I'm John Specia, and I'm one of the two jurists in residence on the Judicial Commission on Mental Health. Prior to my retirement, I served as a district court judge of the 225th District Court in San Antonio, Texas. I was the administrative judge. I set up the children's courts, a family drug court, and was involved in setting up a number of other specialty courts involving children and families. Before we begin our first session of the day, I wanted to bring your attention to some great technical assistant opportunities coming up in January through the JCMH. Earlier this year, we ran the first of its kind Mental Health Courts Collaborative. Over the first 3 months of 2024, judges who wanted to start a mental health court or who had a brand new mental health court got together on Zoom to learn about grants funding, data collection, ethics, best practices for treatment courts. The participant judges were also paired with mentor judges who had presided over mental health courts for a while. This is unique because those of us that started the first ones had nothing to go to and nobody to talk to. And so having mentor judges is really a great technical assistance. We're going to run this program again in 2025, and we're expanding it to include judges who want to start treatment courts related to alcohol and substance use issues like DWI courts and drug courts. It's called the Treatment Court Collaborative. It will start in January 2025. It is a completely free, and all participant judges will even get a free registration to the Texas Association of Specialty Courts Conference in the spring. Applications are on the JCMH website. They'll be at the JCMH resource booth at the summit. And I'm also carrying them with me, the staff is, wherever I go. So please come find me, and if you have any questions about this, we'll get you an application and get you started. Our first session this morning is a 2025 legislative perspective. Leading experts and policymakers, Professor Brian Shannon and Dr. Courtney Harvey, will share the top priorities and proposed initiatives from the JCMH and the Texas Health and Human Services, aimed at advancing mental health care and support across Texas in the 2025 session. Excuse me. Dr. Harvey is an Associate Commissioner for Texas Health and Human Services, Commission Office of Mental Health Collaboration. She's been involved with both this commission and the Children's Commission in the past. Professor Shannon is the Horn Distinguished Professor at Texas Tech University School of Law. He's also leads our Brain Trust on legislation, and the Legislative Committee has spent the last 2 years putting together a legislative packet, getting it approved, and they will spend a lot of time over the session working towards getting those various proposals adopted. So, where's Dr. Harvey? Hello, Dr. Harvey.